What is a scented memory? It's a question we have here at M&F, and we think that we found the answer. A scented memory to us is a memory that's associated with a scent. Whether that be the garden outside, fresh cut grass, grandma's cookies, all of these things can really spark a moment of nostalgia. Whether you walk into a bakery and remember those times at grandma's house, or you smell the fresh cut grass in your neighbor's dumpster and remember all the yard work you had to do as a kid. They can both be good and bad.
I think for me, growing up, we did rental houses. My dad had a rental house that we were working on, so we would have to do chores on it.
Yeah.
And you go into this house, it was very old. It was probably 80 years old at that time, this little old house. And it was moldy and damp. And every time I go into a basement, well, not every time, but a lot of basements, you have that smell, and it reminds me of that rental property. So for me, that's a scented memory on the negative side, where you have this memory that's attributed to some scent. And our sense of smell is so strong, and it's so connected to memories that we tend to have very, very strong memories with them. At M&F, scented memories are really important. When we started this company, we knew we wanted it to be about fragrances, but we want the human connection behind it. So for you, what are some of your scented memories?
Yeah. So right in front of me, we have Carolina Herrera's 212. This was a gift that Braxton gave me, a long time ago. I ended up taking it on a trip to the UK, which is where my wife is from. And we were visiting some, of my in-laws for a couple of weeks. And I wasn't really thinking, but I just wore this cologne for like 2.5, 3 weeks. I wasn't trying to make a scented memory, right?
But you didn't want to offend the in-laws.
I stink. And so I wanted to make sure they smelled good. And Carolina Herrera is amazing. It's so good. And so I wore it every day. I got home, put it back on the shelf. I kind of overdid it, right? Cycled through my other colognes. And then when the time came, maybe a few months later, I went to go put 212 back on. And as I went to spray it, I smelt it. And it was just this overwhelming, it's like sensory overload of this UK trip. I remember the rolling hills of Wales, the time we hiked this mountain called Penavan, and all this fun stuff. I did. My wife found me. I was on my knees in the bathroom crying.
Yeah. That's a good memory.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
For me, colognes were not something that I really had a lot of. It wasn't something that was a big part of my life. When I started dating, I went and bought some cologne, as every guy should, and went to Banana Republic, and they gave me cologne, and wasn't really my thing. Didn't have a good sense of smell to it. When I met Braxton, and he obviously is very big into cologne. If you guys have ever seen the history of how M&M got started, you should take a look.
Yeah.
He had his collection. He wears them all the time. He has a very strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
Anyway, we decided to do this business, and I've been around them, and I've been trying to use them more and find the one that's mine. This one, this is Jean Peal Gaultier, and it's Le Beau Le Parfum. I love this one.
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones that I've actually really loved and resonated with. It's a sweeter one, which for me is kind of works better for me. I like things that are a little more casual, a little more sweet. A few months ago, I went on a retreat. It was out in the woods. We were at a cabin, a group of us doing this wellness retreat. And I had this with me in my travel spray. This one here, I pretty much have completely used this one up.
Yeah.
And I was wearing it out there, and it came time for the end of the retreat, and we did a group photo. And everybody got together for the photo. The cameraman's getting ready. So it's really quiet as everybody's waiting. And somebody behind me is like, "Who smells good?" It was me. I'm wearing the cologne. For me, it was this boost of confidence, just knowing that I had this fragrance that worked for me, that I liked, and clearly it worked for other people. Yeah. And it created that memory. So every time I put it on now, even if it's just a real quick second, I think about that memory, and it draws that, kind of goes back to that, and just brings that boost of confidence.
Yeah, love that.
So with these memories that we have, do you try to create those memories? Is it something that you're actually actively trying to do, or does it just kind of happen for you?
Yeah, great question. I didn't go into wearing 212 to try and create a memory. It just kind of happened. But now that I kind of know the process, I have a plan to try and create a scented memory. So again, my wife and I have a trip coming up in a couple of months. We're going to go back to the UK. It is my sister-in-law's wedding. And so, sneaky me, having a cologne hookup, I've picked out a scent for me and a scent for my wife. So it's going to be Umo, so Valentino, Umo, Born in Roma Intense, and then Valentino's Voce Viva Intense. And they're going to complement each other really well. But I also think it is going to just, those two scents are going to be cemented in our memory at this wedding in the UK. So another one associated with my in-laws, which is fantastic. I love that. And then a little something for my wife and I that we can always smell these two things. And again, remember, another trip to the UK.
So you found those fragrances.
Mhm.
You guys tried them and you like them, and you're saving them for the kind of the special event.
Sort of. It's actually a surprise for my wife. So if this comes out before then, she will know that she is getting Voce Viva.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Matt, when you're picking out a scent, do you end up sticking with Le Beau Le Parfum all day, or do you end up kind of spicing it up throughout the day?
That is also a great question. For me, I find that I have my daily wears, which are more casual ones. They're not as strong as this special event fragrances. And this is one that I wear on the daily. Another one that I really like to wear is Scandal, also by Jean Paul Gaultier. And that one is a sweeter one as well. But like I said, fragrances were not a huge thing for me, but they are becoming a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to create the special ones. So when I on a date night, when we're going out to dinner, my husband and I, we did our honeymoon, and I brought a bunch of different ones, trying to just do different things and create these different moments.
Yeah.
Kind of set it apart so it's something special and not just your normal everyday thing. So yeah, I do have some that I wear every day during the day, and then if I'm doing something different, I put on something different. I'll also do that if I'm going on like a lunch, catch up with a friend, or a work thing. I will usually wear something different. For me, it actually creates some confidence. You kind of sets it apart, so you're not doing the normal thing that you're used to doing every day. Kind of changes it up. So I don't know. It helps you feel different. Helps you kind of look at things a little differently.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Well, we want to hear your scented memories. Please comment down below and just share some of your scented memories that you've created, whether it be with specific fragrances. We'd love to hear that, or some other ones you may have with grandma, with rhubarb, with fresh cut grass.
And hopefully you guys are creating scented memories moving forward. Hopefully that these fragrances help to make a connection with the people around you. And that way you have scented memories that you're creating from this point forward.
Absolutely.
So.